So evidently there's a valve on the high pressure piston that's sticking or something that's not carrying the load. I don't know. Well, I guess you could say let the games begin. As you saw from the little bit of video I shot, the pressure relief valve that relieves pressure off the smaller cylinder, there's a larger cylinder, the low pressure cylinder, is popping off somewhere around 80 pounds. Can't say that gauge is dead accurate. From all the research I've done, that means that the small cylinder, the high pressure cylinder, isn't pumping the air like it's supposed to, and I'm betting that a valve is stuck on it or something like that. So I get to take the head off and see if I can fix it. Bleed off the air. What I've decided I'm going to do is pull the intake and exhaust part of the high pressure cylinder off right here and see what I can see inside that. I may pull the head without pulling it off, I don't know. I just want to find out what's wrong with it for right now. So I'm going to start by pulling the crossover tube off on this side. And let's start with this. Awesome. Alright, as I was afraid of, you can't see anything down in there. Just the port and the top of this head plate, so the valves are in between it. Now I got to decide if I'm going to take this whole thing off, take it in the shop and work on it, or just go ahead and finish tearing it down right here. And I think I'll just finish taking this head off right here. If I do eventually end up taking it off, it'll just make it that much lighter to take down. In case you're wondering, I don't have a parts breakdown of this thing or anything. So I'm learning as I go. Like I said, I don't know what kind of valves are in here, what could make them stick or anything like that. This is exploratory surgery. Hoping for the best. Well, that was easy enough. This is the point where you make sure all the bolts are the same length for both sides, so that when you go to put it back together, and holy cow, I don't know if it's just a slight variation, but that intake bolt is just a little bit shorter, and I think it's because the flange is actually a little thinner. We now remove the high performance part of this compressor. Stickers, horsepower. Just a nice big open chamber in there. This is where we're going to play a little game called Guess the Torque. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I marked that straight that way and then loosened it just a little bit. And I'm going to take a torque wrench and see how much torque it takes to get back to the original position, so that I know approximately how much torque these head bolts have on them, because I do not have a torque spec. call that about 350 inch-pounds. So as I'm pulling the bolts out, I have a thought here. See, that bolt's a little rusty, and these bolts look like they've been a little bit more subject to heat than these have. But anyway, the head is going to be the hottest point on this compressor because that's where all the hot air flows through. Look how low the fan sits on this thing. So I do know one thing. I'm betting that it might be something sticking due to overheating. I haven't got it off yet, so I don't know. But I am going to do something to get some air across the top of that head. And if I had thought about this before, I would have done that a long time ago. Because there's no airflow over the top of the head. Admittedly, this compressor in my little workshop doesn't run very hard, but it can't be good for it anyway. Now let's see if we can get this head off. Just kidding. Found it. I found the problem. Yeehaw. So disregard all the excessive oil on top of it. It had a plug on the crossover tube down here, and I was shooting oil into that, and I shot some oil into it, let it run a minute, let it set overnight because I was thinking it might be a stuck valve or something. So that's where all the oil came from. Anyway, remember what I said about no airflow across this head? Look at that right there. Blew the head gasket between the high and low pressure side of the high pressure piston. And that's why she wouldn't pump air. It overheated. So if you've got a compressor of any kind, make sure there's airflow across the top of the head, because most of them use air coming off the flywheel like this. And I never really gave it a whole lot of thought until this thing quit, that you've got to have airflow across the head to cool the head. And this thing was running fine until yesterday. I did an oil change on it, and to let the fresh oil circulate in it real good, I ran it up all the way, and I let it set maybe 5 or 10 minutes, let it down till it kicked on, and let it start running back up, and all of a sudden it quit. And it, you know, hasn't ran very hard in a long time. So anyway, gonna order a head gasket kit and check everything out, put it back together. Well, that's pretty amazing. I kind of thought it might have reed valves in it, but I thought it might have something more complicated than that, but actually it does just have reed valves in it. Gasket broke a little bit right there, cracked up a little bit right there. So the heat is what got to it. I'm going to have to check to see if everything's flat before I put it back together, but I think it should be alright. I think the heat just got to the gasket material. They don't get that incredibly hot. So you can see a little bit of the gasket damage right there. And like I said, I believe it's because of the heat. All these reed valves just lay in here in place. Since they've already been ran, I'm going to get a piece of cardboard and I'm going to lay them out onto that piece of cardboard and tape them in place. It's going to be a few days before my gaskets arrive, actually right at a week. Look at the crosshatch in the cylinder walls. Very, very low hours. This thing should have never blown a head gasket. I'm either going to figure out a way to duct air up here, or I'm going to add an electric cooling fan that comes on and runs when the compressor runs. Something's got to cool the top of the head off, because, like I said, no airflow. All the airflow is down here. I am definitely going to figure out how to get air across the top of this thing. That'll be another video. Oh, one more thing. Since this isn't a complete rebuild and there's some danger of trash getting down around the rings, I am going to have a running vacuum cleaner up here the whole time that I clean this surface off to keep all the trash out of it. Well, I've got it all tore down. Now to clean it all up, figure out how to put it back together. Parts are on order from Flea Bay. I'm going to be waiting a week for them, but that's alright.